any kind of antioxidant and probiotic is definitely good in my book. So anyways, with that being said, the Okud here coming back at you with another exciting video. This is a product from True Sea Moss, right? This is green powder or an organic Irish sea moss. What did I do? Basically, open up the package, took the protective film off or whatever, and then there's a scoop in there. So I put one scoop into a shaker bottle with I'd say about 8 ounces of water, give or take 8-10 ounces of water. Shook it up, poured it out, maybe 5 seconds of just shaking, and this is what it looks like. Looks pretty healthy to me. There's a nice green color in there. I think this is coming mostly from whatever's in there. I think like peas, sweet peas, little sweet peas. I think it's giving a lot of that color, but we'll see what the label says. So anyways, I kind of like the taste. It's got a little sweetness to it. It does have like a berry kind of a flavor, right? I kind of thought at first it was kind of coming from like a plum, like stone fruit, sweet stone fruits, but we'll take a look at the label. I'll show you all what's in there. But yeah, it's got like a very light, mild sweetness, and it's got a very light, mild berry flavor, which is kind of cool. So, and what I love is that it's not like bright blue, right, with artificial coloring or anything. It's a green, and it looks pretty natural green, so that's good news. Anyways, let's take a look at the label. So when you look at the label over here, right, organic whole food, prebiotic blend, digestive health, immunity boost, natural energy flow. The way that I would use this or utilize this is either on its own, which is great. It tastes great. If I'm in a rush, let's say I am working and I need to run out the door and I just need something quick. This might be something I would throw into like a shaker bottle, shake it up and just take it with me and sip it throughout the morning commute or whatever. Or what I could do is I could put this into like a smoothie, right? So if I was going to do a smoothie, like let's say blueberry, pineapple, coconut water, something like that, maybe some good probiotic, prebiotic, like yogurt type of a vibe going on, or kefir. I love kefir, pomegranate juice, that kind of thing. That would be something I would kind of mix this into, incorporate into, just to kind of get that going. So anyways, let's look at the rest of the label here. Organic spirulina, right? Ashwagandha is like an energy, also appetite suppressor. Then wheatgrass, right? Apple cider vinegar is like kind of like helping with that detox kind of thing going on, cleansing. Organic matcha is an energy thing, right? Gives you a little boost, gives you a little bit of like natural, like caffeine, if that's what you want to call it. Then you've got some sea moss in there, right? Which is providing essential minerals, nutrients, that kind of thing. Stuff that it's a supplement, right? It's to supplement your diet for the stuff that you're not getting. Then elderberry fruit, right? You got a little bit of like a touch of sweetness there. Lion's mane. I think that's a mushroom, right? So you're trying to get that whole mushroom thing going on if you've been following the trends and the fads and whatever. Anyways, servings per container, you get 30, right? So there's basically about 30 scoops worth in there. That's what the powder actually looks like. Dissolves pretty quick. I would say once I put the scoop in there with the water, room temperature water, shook it for about 5 seconds, it dissolved pretty efficiently and quickly. So that's good news. So you don't need a blender. You could just use like a shaker bottle. I'm sure, just based on experience, if I put the scoop in here with some water and just stirred it with a spoon, maybe for 15, 20 seconds, I'm sure it would completely dissolve pretty easily. So in case you're curious or concerned about that, there you go. Let's take a look at what's actually in here. So basically, there's your one scoop, right? 15 calories per serving, total carbohydrate 4, total sugars 2. It doesn't say if there's any added sugar. I don't think there is. I think the sweetness is coming from the stevia, which we'll see down here a little bit later. The print is very small. My one note to this company, True Sea Moss, is maybe figure out a way to like utilize some of this space. Like I get that you're trying to see all this, but some people want to see the actual labels. This is pretty tiny, I mean, compared to my fingernail. So maybe make a way to make this print a little bit bigger. That would be my only note to this company for future, labeling, product packaging, et cetera, et cetera. But anyways, let's take a look at the individual ingredients if I can do this right as focused as I possibly can. So wheatgrass powder, you can take a screenshot, see what's in there. There's your fiber blend, right? It's got flaxseed oil powder, right? Which is always, I kind of like fiber. I think fiber is a good prebiotic. It's what your gut biome, what your healthy bacteria in your intestines feeds off of to keep a healthy gut biome going, right? That's basically what the fiber does. Then you've got your antioxidant blend, right? You got carrot powder in there. I'm sure some of that carrot is adding a little bit of that touch of sweetness in there as well. Pomegranate juice, right? Powder. You've got all these powders that are in there. Then here you've got your adaption herb blend, right? There's your ashwagandha, which basically helps to suppress appetite. There's the ginseng leaf extract. Then you've got metabolism and cleanse blend, apple cider vinegar. A lot of people that are doing a cleanse, like a water fast or something similar, what they'll do is they'll do apple cider vinegar with some electrolytes, magnesium, potassium, that kind of vibe. So it's good to see that apple cider vinegar at least is in here. Green tea leaf extract, right? There you go. There's a little bit of natural caffeine, as it were, to kind of give you some energy throughout the day. Immunity boosting mushroom blend. There's your elderberry, right? There's your lion's mane. Lion's mane is a type of mushroom. So there you go. So you're getting that in there. And then, let's see, detox support matrix. There's your turmeric, right? So there's just a little bit of everything. Milk thistle, right? There's the whole plant. You can see what's going on there. Organic sea moss powder. There's that part. And you're getting 300 milligrams of that. Then digestive enzyme probiotic blend, right? There's your lactobacillus, and then the list goes on and on and on. And then your other ingredients. So natural mixed berry flavor. That's where that berry flavor is coming from. Think more like stone fruits, right? Plum, nectarine, peach. I think that's what I'm getting a little bit as well with the berry blend, if that makes any sense. Then you've got stevia leaf is basically acting as a sweetener. So it's not overly sweet. I think it has just the right amount of sweetness to it. But that's basically the label. Here's what it looks like. That's what it is. I would, like I said, if I was in a morning kind of a mood where I needed to get out of the house quickly for whatever reason, going to work, whatever, and I just had one thing that I could take with me, I would throw a scoop of this into a shaker, put about 10 ounces of water, give or take 8-10 ounces of water, shake it up and just bring it with me and sip it throughout the morning commute. Another good use, like I was mentioning, was throw it into like a fruit smoothie blend, just to kind of remember it's a supplement. So you're supplementing what you're not getting in your diet. So if your diet is, chicken, broccoli, rice, right? The typical pro fitness kind of meal, this would kind of help to supplement some of the greens that maybe you're not getting, some of those like little micronutrient kind of things that basically something like this, like a product like this, just helps to fulfill or helps to give you some of that you're probably not getting in your regular diet. So with that being said, overall product review, I would say it's great. I would definitely put this on my list of things to try for like a month and see what happens after a month. Do I feel any better? Is my mood better? All that kind of stuff. So we'll have to do a longer review to kind of see what's going on. So I'll check back after about 30 days or so, let you know what the story is. But for now anyways, it tastes great. It looks great. It looks very natural to me. Like that's what a natural green smoothie should try to look at. There I am. See my little reflection in the mirror? Woo! Hello, there I am. But anyways, I will put a link down below in the description section. Also in the comments section down there, I will put a link to this and some other cool products. Make sure to check those out. So True CMOS, you did a truly good job with this product. Like I said, my only notation to the company is this looks great. I can read it. I can see it. This is where you kind of get into the minutia, the small little details. So maybe there's a way to maybe squish, separate, divide, however you can figure it out to maybe make this font just a hair bigger so that I don't need my binoculars to read it. But anyways, just saying, small little joke there, but all in good fun. With that being said, I am the Old Coot, and I'll catch you all in the next exciting product review.